I think one of the comments. There was something I want to touch upon that I think is pretty good conversation. I forgot who it was, but I saw some streamers defending other streamers, and I'm not gonna use any specific examples. I know it kind of relates to all the situations at hand, but I do think that's a interesting point to raise when it comes to like, because I see this comment a lot. I check Reddit way too fucking much now that I don't check Twitter. And one common thing is streamers will suck each other off on Twitter, and have a echo chamber, or like, where I don't know how it was phrased, but I don't think it's entirely wrong. What's the word? What's the definition of sycophancy? Sycophant? A person who acts obsequiously. Fuck, now I need to Google what this word means. No, not sicko chat. What's wrong with you guys? Fawning attentiveness. Oh, wait, you guys can't see one. Well, right now I'm Googling because I'm illiterate. So, sycophant. And obsequiously, which is fawning attention. I think one example people use is yas queening. And I don't think it's entirely wrong that when it comes to like streamer circles and streamer culture, it is almost expected to be very supportive. And I think especially for the girls, for the guys don't really do that. Now, some people will think, oh, it's because they're all clout chasing or they're all like living in a bubble. But the reality of it, and I say this knowing a lot of the people like who sometimes engage in this behavior, which is like a lot. Like when you look at the Twitter of girl streamers, they are very, 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 very supportive to each other, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, it's because they're clout chasing or they're protecting their own. But it's more, the reality of it is because when it, like, how do I say this? Because I know whatever I say, people think it's like biased or I'm like too close to the situation. But I like to think I'm able to give relatively unbiased take. But because girls deal with a lot of shit from like creeps, and they do. When you look at the way female streamers, when they're just playing Valorant and a girl talks, let's be real. A lot of time, there's a reason why girls don't use voice chat, right? And we've seen clips of it. It's because the instant response from the incels, and not all, like a lot of times, sometimes it just be normal dudes, but someone can do a study on it, but the reason why girls don't like to use mic is because, oh my god, is that a girl? You either get someone who's like really toxic and start making like really sexist comments, or you get like sometimes the opposite where people are too focus. Like, oh wow, you're really good for a girl. Yeah, yeah. You want dual Q sometime, right? Like when you're on the internet, and especially when you're a girl streamer, you get so much like hurdles you have to go through just because you're a girl. It kind of creates this culture where like girls are very supportive to one another because they understand that, you know, you deal with a lot of shit, right? But sometimes it also reaches a point where it's almost expected to be very, very like outpouring with like, yes, queen, love you. And like guys don't go through that. And it's not necessarily, it's not really a clout thing. It's more just, hey, you know, they just want to be overly supportive. And when stuff goes down, just like, let's say you're good friends with a person, right? And they do something wrong. And you don't publicly call them out on it. People will give you shit for that. It's like, hey, why are you so fake, huh? They fucked up. Why aren't you calling them out? But this is a human relationship, right? If I call them out publicly in front of thousands of viewers, that's gonna harm our relationship, you know? And if you're gonna say, well, you know, if they didn't want to be called out, they shouldn't have done the shitty thing. So it's your responsibility to call them out. But it's human beings you're talking about. You can't be like, yeah, I called you out publicly, and you can't really be mad at me because it was, you know, it was the right thing to do. So it would be actually rude of you to like let it affect our friendship. Now, privately, people are saying things like, hey, blah, 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 blah. But I don't really know what's my point. I honestly, like, it is hard when you have this culture where you're expected to be supportive. But when it goes the other way, people also expect you to shit on, like, other streamers. And like when you don't, they label you as like fake or whatever. But just like any human beings, it's not always as simple as person A did something bad, person B must say something publicly to the entire world. All right. Anyway. Like if you're working a job and your coworker mess up, you're not gonna be like standing in front of the meeting rooms like, oh yeah, the reason why we didn't push that feature is because Dave from the programming team fucked up, and he's the reason why this feature isn't pushed today. So if you want to blame someone, blame Dave. And then after it's like, hey Dave, you want to go grab a beer or something? It's like, whoa, why are you mad at me, bro? I just told the truth. Why are you so upset? I only spoke the truth. You shouldn't be mad at me. It's like, well, yeah, you can hide behind, you can use that defense, but you're not going to expect Dave to take it easy, to be happy about it, right? And I'm sure it does happen in actual workspace. And when it does happen, the Daves of the world are going to be like, yo, bro, yeah, I know I messed up, but that wasn't really cool of you to just shit on me in front of all our coworkers, right? I talked about this on the podcast with Pokey, but streaming is just this mix of friendship and business, and it's really fucking hard to separate because you work with your friends and your friends with your work, right? No, I don't think any job in the world intertwines friendship and business this much. It's fucking weird. And there's nothing to compare it to. There's no existing job really that we can point to and say, yeah, this is a great example of how we should tailor it towards, right? I think there is value to having content creators that aren't too connected, right? I really like Destiny. I really like Daft because they don't let they don't have that, they're not too integrated in any single group, right? So they're able to say things candidly. But of course, because of that, sometimes they rub people the wrong way, especially Destiny. God knows Destiny rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But when they give their takes, I always respect it and appreciate it because it's something not all streamers have the luxury of doing, including myself. Like, I claim to be transparent and unbiased, but you guys have to understand I am very, very integrated in like a pretty big streamer group that like spans 50 people, right? If you think I can never just say my unfiltered thoughts. I can be as honest as I can and avoid saying things that I probably shouldn't say. But I have to consider like my real life relationships on these things. I don't have anything to say right now for the record. It's not like I have this super big secret that I'm waiting to say, but I can't because it's going to expose someone. This is more just general thoughts whenever things happen. Whenever drama happens, right? And I'm like kind of I'm never involved because I'm drama free. But a lot of times I'm like close to the situation. And yes, you're gonna my response or my perspective is someone who's close to the situation. Anywho, that's my rant that nobody asked for. To sum it up, streamers, and I say this applies to 99% of streamers, even your real streamers who always is unfiltered and tells the truth and holds no BS, even those streamers who people laud, oh, that guy's a real one. He always speaks the truth. Even those streamers, let me tell you, have biases and things they don't say because of personal relationships. If you think there's a streamer out there that is just completely 100% unbiased all the time in all situation, then I have a boat and a bridge to sell you. No, I don't think there's no human beings that exist like that. But like this, let's say your mom gets canceled on Twitter. I don't know why your mom would get canceled on Twitter. Are you gonna be like, yeah, my mom really fucked up there and she's kind of a bitch? Yeah, I said it. No. You're gonna, at best, not say anything about your mama. And you're probably gonna support your mama, right? Because she's your mama. And if you're someone who will go and say, yeah, you're right, my mom is a bitch and she deserves to be canceled, then you won't find too much people who would want to be your friend. What if they're in the wrong? I mean, look, if your mama did something bad and you tweet out, yeah, fuck my mom, and you justify it by saying, well, it's because she was wrong. Like, oh, sure. I mean, you can do that. Your mom's not gonna like it. And when people see that, they're gonna be like, yeah, good on him to shit on his mother like that. Right? So everyone's biased. If anyone ever tells you they're the real one or they're unbiased to every single situation, I don't think that would ever be the case. There will be cases where they're unbiased. Like if someone I don't know gets canceled, I can give my take on it if I don't care about them. But when it comes to streaming, everyone is connected. Everyone is connected. I know this guy. I know person A, and who knows person B, who's friends with person C, who's friends with person D. And I have to think about all these relationships. Humans are social creatures, and social situations and your friend circles make you more biased and more partial to certain situations. It's no coincidence that when streamer A gets in beef with streamer B, all the fans of streamer A has the same position as their streamer, and all the fans of streamer B will support their streamer B. It's not coincidence, right? People tend to want to support the people they like. I mean, you have some people who are like, oh yeah, I kind of agree with the other guy. But the majority of the audience would be like, yeah, no, my streamer's right. And the argument for that is because they just like the streamer more. It's like football teams. You just kind of pick a side, and like whatever side you're on, and you get in a conflict with the other team, you're like, fuck that other team. Why? Because they're the other team. Well, do you have an actual reason to not like the other team? No. Nah. Fuck them. And I hope whenever I get in beef with other people, that you guys mindlessly support me because you guys like watching me. Don't look at the facts. Don't look at the facts. Just trust that I'm correct.